Right, now we've got the shimming sorted out, we might as well have a look at this assembling the gears into the box. It's not rocket science, but this is really how the fork should be. You set it up on your bench. So what you want is, let's do a zoom. So what you want is this little piece here at the top, but also the pin here should be 90 degrees, if you see what I mean, because you've got to put that pin through, where is it now, this slot here. Now this is where a lot of people catch a crab and they get all buggered up, because if the pin is not quite in line, when you push the shaft on, like, well, here's the bearings and stuff like that, wherever they're called. When we put that onto there, it should just drop straight on. Alright? Now, this is a problem. If this isn't lined up correctly, and it's a little bit out, what will happen is that shaft will push all the way along here and push that 3rd, 4th synchro off, which means you've got to strip the bloody shaft down and do it again. Not good. So I put a hose clip around them and hold that into place whilst we assemble it. Let me get that set up. So there you are. No matter what you do now with its hose clip round here, this isn't going to come off. Even if you're banging away here, it's not going to push that shaft off. This saves you hours and hours of work. So let's get set up. I've put some oil on the bearings here and on the lay shaft here, and we're going to drop these in. But first of all, we have to find the detent springs. Just wait a minute, move that across here. We've got to find the detent springs that go in here. We've got to put the spring in the bottom and the ball. It's most important. Right, so there's the spring, there's the ball. Now you can do it different ways, but I like to do it like this and get something to push that through, maybe an old bolt or something like that. Now this is the tricky bit. I get hold of an old selector shaft, you know, the one that goes on the top, this bit here. I got an old shaft because I know that works, and then what I do is I put that through here, push the ball in like that. Alright, so that is holding the ball in, because if you're trying to put it in as one big assembly, well, you're going to have problems. So let's see how this goes, eh? Usually you can get it done first time, and it's heavy as well, which doesn't help. You think I've done it before. And now, without releasing the clip, we wiggled in the lay shaft, and again we've put some lube on the bearings, on here, you know, plenty on. And then we wiggle this, wiggle it just a little bit, lift it up, come on, go up. Well, that's a big problem. When I put my hose clip in, I need to move it around a little bit more. The hose clip. Never mind, at this stage we must keep our hand on here so this doesn't move. And let's put that just a bit more around this way. But keep it tight. Right. Now will that lift up? Hope you can see me struggling here. Might just have to get a screwdriver and lift that up. We have to lift this in order to get the bearing in at the bottom. So heavy. There, just like that. Not like that, like that. You'll see it won't engage because we've still got the strap on. Ooh, strap on. And that's it. So now we can take the clip off completely. And then that should fall into place. When you lift it up a bit, there we go. See, I wasn't lying to you. And now we can put the synchro ring in, which is this one. Like that. Put some oil on that bearing. Like that. And put some oil on this bearing. Like that. Oil on this bearing like this. On the inner race of here. Move this to one side slightly and drop it in. That's it. That's it. That's how it should look. Looks nice. But like I say, if you'd have pushed, I had a bit of a trouble trying to get this, you know, the assembly together, but if you didn't have the clip on, this synchro would pop off. And then you have to dismantle the shaft again to get to the synchro because all the little springs fall out, all the little slippers fall out. So really now we're in a good position to put the cover on. Yeah, we don't need to do any more to that. Put the cover on. Everything's in its right place as it should be. There we go. That, make sure that that little piece here, the little round bit is at the top. Alright, because that's where your little fork goes in. I'll show you where it is in a minute. On the top of your casing you've got a fork and that's where that fits. See what I mean? It's a retainer to keep that from moving. I have to put this in the parts washer. It's got an O-ring or some sealer on there. We're going to take that off. We just use a bit of RTV on that. I'm going to clean all those bits up. We're going to put some sealer on that. I think we'll open a new tube because we're getting pretty desperate now. And then we can box that piece up. And that will probably do me for a Sunday morning. Here we are again at the top of the world. We've got this all ready now. We've put a bead of sealer around here. This is white this time. You never know what you're going to get when you get these here. Sometimes it's white, sometimes it's black. But it doesn't matter because it's under the car anyway. It's very good sealer. I like it. I like that quite a lot. So we're going to double check, make sure that this is at the top. That's alright. And try not to disturb anything. Alright? Don't disturb anything at this stage. Let's go and get the cover. It's heavy. Right, down here we've got the cover. We're just going to put a little bit of oil on those inner races. I'm glad everybody liked that idea of putting a ring in the cover. I could never understand why they didn't do that from the factory. I have a guess, JP and I thought that they might be wanting to put bigger bearings in at some point. I don't know. Anyway, here we go. So let's get the top right. So this is, oh, what am I talking about here? This is the top, and that's the top. So this is the way it goes on. Right, you need a bit of upper body strength to do these. Here we go. Oop, I nearly fell off there. Right, see if we can find the shaft. Now we've got to locate other bits and pieces. God help the king. Right, that's it. Look, I can't show you again, but it's all in. It lined up perfectly. So now we're going to put some bolts in underneath here, and we're going to flip it the other way around. We're just going to put some bolts in temporary, keep it lined together, and then we're going to spin it. It's really awkward. We could do the camera further back, but I can't turn the damn thing on and off. Things we have to do, eh? Right, whilst I do that, I'll put a bit of Barry Manilow on to calm my nerves. couple of bolts diagonally opposite. We aren't worried about putting the dowels in at this stage because we can do that from the other side. It's going to be easier. But before we do anything like that, before we move anything, we're going to put this little ring in here. So we need some sealer on it, and retainer. Put some sealer on. And then it is a bit tricky sometimes because the shaft's just a bit low. Sometimes a little tippity tap with a hammer gets it in. We need to move that ring just up a bit. A ring? Why not call it a bloody ring? It's not a ring. Oh, too much. Yeah. See? A bit of thread lock on there. Locate the holes, start them off with your fingers, and then we'll just give them a very light nip down with a good nut. They don't want to be monster tight. Well, we don't want to be that one either. That was an M8 with M10s. Like that. That's all she needs. Now we can turn it upside down, slack those bolts off and put the dowels in, and then we'll leave it until that's sort of nice and dry, and then we can assemble the fifth and reverse. Like I say, I've got to get some soothing music on, seeing it's a Sunday. As you can see, I've got it upside down, but I'm going to put just a temporary stud right down in the bottom of my support stand, just in case. Just down here, look, just in case we push the bloody thing off. Right. So now we're going to take those temporary bolts out, find the dowels, which are here, and then we're going to find some more bolts to put into here. So we need to take those out, or slack them off even. As I said to you before, don't think about mixing and matching casings, they just don't work. They're matched from the factory, and in a minute I'll show you what I mean. So where do these go? Oh, they go in the holes that I just put the bolts in. Oh. These are handy dandy bolts with a big flange on. Spread the weight a lot better. There we go. So, there we go, push straight through. Nice. There we go. Lovely jubbly. Easy peasy, cottage cheesy. So now we're going to nip these bolts down and put some more in, and just leave that a little while, just to set. And there you go. How simple is that? Now just before I forget, I usually put the filter in here. But it ain't going to fit. It ain't going to fit at all. This is a poor show. Oh, let's turn this on. 0. This is 28mm, its widest point, and 25-31. Oh dear, now what am I going to do? Well, they're no good, are they? That's an Ashcroft one as well. What's the old one like? Well, it's a bit grubby, but it'll clean up, and the cover came off, but I think that'll snap into there, and I'll put some glue round in to hold it, because that's how it should fit. Just be careful of that.